And here I was, naively thinking that I wouldn't have to cover any big DC news before DC FanDome started, but, well, here we are. Folks, it is official. Ben Affleck is returning to play the Caped Crusader at least one more time in the upcoming Flash movie. Before we dive into the news, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be dropping a ton of videos this weekend about DC's FanDome, about The Flash, Shazam, Black Adam, the Batman, Suicide Squad, so please make sure to subscribe so you stay tuned and don't miss a thing. Without further ado, let's get into the news. So yeah, just a few minutes ago, it was confirmed that Ben Affleck's Batman will indeed be returning to the DCEU at least one more time in the Flash movie. Now this is interesting for a couple of reasons, which we'll get into in a little bit, but I just want to talk about the news itself. So the news was broken by Vanity Fair, who reported that Ben Affleck would indeed be returning as Batman. On top of that, Andy Muschietti, who directed the first two It films and is directing the upcoming Flash movie, did give some comments on Ben Affleck's role as Batman. He said, quote, "His Batman has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity, because of the way he looks and the opposing figure that he has and his jawline, but he's also very vulnerable. He knows how to deliver from the inside out that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring that contrast, that balance." He went on to say, quote, "He's a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction and relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before. It's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but their characters are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of the movie. That's where the Affleck Batman kicks in. I'm glad to be collaborating with someone who has been on both sides of the camera too. He understands." End quote. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but those few words, those few lines that Muschietti gave, that actually had a ton of information in it, and actually revealed a lot more about the story of the Flash movie than we originally thought. So yeah, Ben Affleck is back, but not only is he back, but it does look like he is going to be having a substantial role in the movie. Now, it's not entirely clear how substantial of a role he'll have in terms of literal screen presence. Will he be in the movie for 30 minutes, for an hour, for most of it? Or if presence simply just means that he'll have a very big impact on Barry as a character. Muschietti is really stressing the emotional connection between Barry and Wayne, which we saw a little bit of in Justice League. And I also think it's really interesting how he calls back the fact that both of their mothers are dead. And if you really think about it, this is another connection to Batman v Superman, which also incited the fact that both Superman and Batman's mother's names were Martha. It does seem like an interesting trend that DC's going with, trying to connect all their mothers. I don't know if that's anything to do with anything at all, but still, it is worth pointing out, I think. A final thing worth noting is the fact that Michael Keaton will also be playing Batman in this movie. Now, this is not confirmed to be a Flashpoint movie yet. I do suspect that on Saturday we will get official confirmation that this movie will be called Flashpoint, or at the very least will contain the spirit of that comic book storyline. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, Flashpoint is essentially a storyline in the comic books for DC that essentially opens up the multiverse and allows all these different universes to come in, with Flash being the linchpin. So it's very interesting to me that both Ben Affleck's Batman and Michael Keaton's Batman will apparently have key critical roles in the upcoming Flash movie. For those of you who don't remember, Ben Affleck famously stepped down from the role after Justice League. He was in fact going to star in his own standalone Batman movie directed and written by himself, but eventually he was both recast with Robert Pattinson and replaced as the director and writer with Matt Reeves. But it looks like he is still in good favor with DC. According to the report, he got a script just last week and immediately agreed to be on this film. And so here we are. 3 separate Batmen in Robert Pattinson, Michael Keaton, and Ben Affleck, 2 of which, Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, are going to appear in the same film. Does this indicate that DC is heading back towards the shared cinematic universe? With films like Wonder Woman, Shazam, Aquaman, Birds of Prey, it looked like for a little bit that DC was starting to move away from that model. But with these pieces of news, it looks like DC might have some sort of plan in regards to the multiverse. Either way, I personally didn't mind Ben Affleck's interpretation of Bruce Wayne, and I thought he was pretty good, as well as he had a good relationship with Barry Allen in Justice League, so I'm very intrigued to see what this is all going to turn out to be. I think we'll find out some more information this Saturday at DC's FanDome event. In the meantime, what do you guys think of Ben Affleck returning officially as Batman? Do you guys like it? Do you guys dislike it? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, just remind you guys, I will be doing a ton of coverage on DC's FanDome, so please make sure to subscribe and stay tuned to the channel to get all of the upcoming and latest news. If you want to check out some more videos, check out the videos on the screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.